Riverside is your all-in-one tool for learning and development content. Whether you're creating tutorial videos, internal communications, and how-tos for your team, Riverside can do it all. In this video, I'm going to walk you through all the tools that Riverside has to offer for creating engaging and professional learning and development content. These are some of the topics we're going to be covering in the video, and if you want to skip to a certain chapter, you'll find them here at the timeline. We'll start with scheduling a recording and inviting remote guests, recording async, allowing someone to record by themselves, and go all the way to editing so you can use our AI tools to put together professional content quickly. Here on the Riverside home screen, you can access recent recordings and edits, or you can browse the Projects tab, and there you can place multiple pieces of media in one place. This helps you keep your video and audio content organized. You can also create multiple studios in your account, and this might be beneficial for team meetings, maybe office hours or webinars. You can have a separate studio for that, and maybe a studio where you record content showcasing new features for your product. Let's say we're going to record some tutorial content for the platform. Let's go back to the home screen, and if we go to the Plan button here at the top, here we can copy our guest and audience invite links. So if we want a remote guest to record with us, maybe it's a team member or a special presenter, we can copy this guest link, send it to them in an email or message, and all they have to do is open that in their web browser, Chrome or Edge, and they can be recording with you in seconds. We also have apps for iPhone, Android, and iPad, and someone can join from their mobile devices and still be recorded in high quality. If you'd like to do an internal webinar, we also offer the audience mode. Send this link out, and then your team can watch live and even participate in audience call-ins or send messages in the chat. We'll talk about audience mode more in a moment. You can also send all the information someone needs via email if they're going to be a remote guest. Type their address here and send an invite, and then we'll send an email with a link to the studio to record, some instructions, and the day and time of the event, which they can add to their calendar. Also under that Plan tab, you can go to Schedule Session. Maybe we're going to create a webinar about new product features. We can choose a day and time for this event. Also invite some remote guests via email, and we can also turn on audience registration if we want to collect names, emails, and other information from those registering to watch. You can also schedule this live stream to go to social platforms like YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn. We'll talk more about live streaming once we get into the studio. Also under the Plan button, you can invite someone to record async. Inviting someone to record async means you can share notes or even a full script, and then someone can record by themselves. You can also create multiple links where you share a different title and notes for the person who will be recording. Once you've generated a link, send it to someone. When they load it in their browser, Chrome or Edge, they'll be brought to this screen. They would choose their camera and microphone, and we walk them through that process. And then when they click Next, we try to offer some guidance about framing their shot, where to put their face in the video, and then we'll also show them the questions that you had when setting up the async link. Once that person is ready to start recording, they just click Record at the bottom. And if you left them a full script, they can click Teleprompter here and read off the script that you provided when you set it up. They can record for however long they want, and they're still being recorded in local high-quality video and audio, and then it will be uploaded to your Riverside Dashboard to access later. When they're done recording, they just press Stop. They'll be able to preview the video they just recorded, and if they want to do it over, they can choose Record Again or to send this recording back to you. Back on your dashboard, a project will be created with that async title, and you'll get all the recordings that people submitted via that link in one place. Then you can go and edit them further. Now, when we're ready to record with remote guests or even live stream internally, we can just go to the Record button here. If you scheduled a session in the studio, you'll see those options here, or you can just create a new session. Here in the lobby, we'll choose our camera, microphone, and speaker for our recording, and whether or not we're using headphones. While you can choose not to wear headphones and have your remote guest coming through your computer speakers, for the best audio quality possible, we recommend using headphones, even if they're wireless. This way there's no echo or feedback. Now let's click Join the Studio. This is what the Riverside Studio looks like right before you record. If we still need to invite someone to record with us, we can copy that guest link right here, and it's also available under the Invite button here at the top, copying either the guest or audience mode for someone to watch live but not actually be recorded in the studio. I've actually invited a remote guest, Mac Finder here, so they've joined me in the studio, and when we start recording, we're both going to have high-quality video and audio recordings with separate tracks, plus the Riverside editor will help me put it all together after we're done. Now, if you're doing internal webinars or streaming, you want to make sure that the studio matches your brand. Well, to do that, we actually have a brand tool here on the right-hand side, And by default, you can choose either the Riverside color scheme or the Newsflash color scheme. But with the Live Studio add-on, which is a Pro or Studio upgrade, or if you're on the business platform, you have access to all these different color options. Plus, you can also choose custom and then input a hex code color here and also apply that color as a background color or upload a custom background image if you'd like. You can also choose how names are displayed here. And if we go down and roll over the names, we can choose small, medium, or large, choose on whether the dark, light, or custom color scheme. And we can also change guest name and their title by clicking here and typing in some custom text here. Now, being learning content, you'll likely be sharing either slides, videos, or other media, and sharing your screen. We have multiple tools for that. First is our media board. If you go to the media board here on the right-hand side, here you can upload video or audio clips and actually choose to play them while you record. You can preview the video here, play it live, and while you do this when you record, you'll actually get a separate video track for any media and video files that you play, and it will also be put together in the Riverside editor for you. This is a great way to show compelling clips and videos while you're teaching or training your team. I can hide this video by clicking preview, and whatever videos we upload to the media board will stay there until we remove them. So you can load up your content before the day you need to record, and it'll be here ready for you. If you are choosing to live stream or do an internal webinar, our text tool means you can show links on screen with an automatic timer and even clickable links when someone's using Riverside Audience Mode. Which, by the way, to activate Riverside Audience Mode, I'll go up to our live streaming tools here at the top, and as long as Public Audience Link is toggled on, that means someone with this audience link can load that in a web browser and then watch the presentation live. There's also a feature called Audience Live Call-In where someone can join via video and audio, ask a question, and then you as the host can remove them from the studio. I have an entire long-form video talking about all the features of Riverside specifically for webinars. If you'd like to see that and learn more, check out the video right up here. That link is also in the description below. Now, if you're going to be engaging with people watching live, we have our chat window here. And finally, the People tab allows us to keep an eye on all of our guests. And if there's someone that we'd like to hide until we're ready to introduce them during the recording or live stream, I can actually hide a person here. They'll be hidden from view backstage. They won't be recorded while they're hidden. And when I'm ready to show them, I just click show and they'll be brought back on stage. Now, in addition to the media board, you can share your screen to really make your content professional and engaging. Our share tool down here at the bottom includes sharing a screen, or if you're on the Riverside Business platform, you can actually upload a Keynote, PowerPoint, or PDF file, and then you can play these slides while you record. Presenting slides, you can advance forward and back, and you can also give control to other remote guests who are in the studio recording with you by clicking the plus icon here and then give control. This is a great way to load someone's slides ahead of time, but allow them to advance while they present in your recording. Back down to the share tool, we can share our screen, which includes sharing an individual tab. We can share a separate window like an app, or you can share the entire screen of your computer. This is really helpful if you have a secondary display connected to your computer, because I can select that secondary display, and now I can showcase our website, product, wireframes, or anything else, and share the entire screen the whole time. Maybe we're showcasing Riverside, like we are right now. This is pretty meta. Well, I can have my entire screen being shared, walk through the product or platform, and remember, the screen share is also being recorded in high definition quality as a separate track, or have it put together for you in our editor. You can also choose to share an individual tab. So if I share my screen and choose a tab here like the Riverside YouTube channel, now we're sharing the tab. I can interact and showcase whatever content I'd like. And we have a new picture-in-picture window here at the bottom right, which allows you to keep an eye on the recording, yourself and the remote guests, and still control whatever you're screen sharing in full view. Now you can focus on making a visually engaging presentation, but you and your remote guests are still being recorded. Another great feature built into Riverside are live stream layouts. So if I want to change what is being focused on while we record, like if I'm screen sharing, but maybe I want to show my guest large and the screen share smaller picture-in-picture, I can roll over my mouse even in this picture-in-picture window, click pin, and now I've pinned my remote guest large in the studio. Now my remote guest might be presenting, talking about what was being screen shared, and then if I want to make them small again, I'll just unpin their video, and now the screen share is being made large again. In addition, we have multiple layouts if you go to the layout tool here on the right. Picture-in-picture will allow the active speaker, depending on the audio that's active right now, that person will be shown overlaid on the screen share. You can also choose speaker full screen to just focus on your slides, your screen shares, or media board files, or choose the speaker split screen, which is what we had previously. Now, if I stop sharing my screen for a moment, you'll see me and my remote guest are side by side in a grid. Well, we have other live stream layouts as well. If I go to the layout tool, we can choose to fit our video, and now the full 16:9 widescreen video will be shown here in the studio rather than it cropping in on our face. If we prefer the cropping, we can choose fill and it'll be zoomed in. You can also choose between speaker full screen, so the active speaker will be shown large in view and everyone else will be hidden, or you can choose speaker split screen, which will put the active speaker large and the other remote guests smaller picture-in-picture. You can also quickly switch between these views with the keyboard shortcuts here. Option 1, 2, and 3 on a Mac, Control 1, 2, 3 on Windows. I'll go back to the grid view for a moment. And in addition to sharing your screen and media board files, you might have some notes or maybe even a full script that you need to present while you record. Well, we have a tool for that too. If I roll my mouse over the script tool, you'll see we have script and teleprompter. If I open the script, you'll see we can have an entire script or just bullet pointed notes ready for us here at the top. We can refer to these while we record. I can also just type and edit these right here in the studio, or I can even go into teleprompter mode, which will make the text large, overlay it on top of our video, and then you can even press play and Riverside will scroll just like a teleprompter so you can read off the script. Now you're still being recorded in high quality and your remote guests. This is just so you can see it large on screen. You can also share the teleprompter with guests and even give them control to start or stop it as they'd like. I'll hide the script tool for now, and let's do a quick recording and showcase several things like screen shares and media board files. I'll click record down here at the bottom. We'll get a 5-second countdown, and now we're being recorded in high quality video and audio. And that's really the magic of Riverside. You and your remote guests are being recorded locally on your computer. Those video files are then uploaded to the Riverside Dashboard for you to download later or use the Riverside editor. That local recording means any bandwidth slowdowns or blips are not going to affect your video and audio, giving you professional quality recordings every time. Now let's show off some media. I'll go to the media board here on the right. Let's maybe play a countdown video. This would be great for a live event or webinar. I can also hide me and my other remote guests. This way anyone watching is just seeing the countdown video. Then I can show us on screen, go back to the media tab and go into preview mode, and now we're presenting. Then maybe we want to play a video and actually comment over it. Well, I can start another video from the media board, and we're still here picture in picture, and we can comment about what's being shown on screen. Then when it's time to share our screen, present a tutorial or walkthrough, I'll go down to the share button, choose screen, and let's go to our entire screen share. And here on our secondary display, I can showcase whatever product or features we're learning about. You'll see here the studio says recording in progress because we're doing that right now. And remember, we can go over to the layout tool, and if we want to just focus on the screen share, we can choose speaker full screen, and that will be shown large and everyone else hidden for the time being. Now I can go down to the share tool, and rather than stop sharing, I'm going to go to share something else, and it'll automatically open the share window tab again. Let's choose the Riverside YouTube channel, and now we're showcasing that. There's the small picture-in-picture window, so I can keep an eye on the recording. You'll see the timer down here, plus me and my remote guest. I can still mute myself if I need, and I can focus on whatever I'm screen sharing as I'm describing it. Let's stop the screen share by click Stop Sharing. Now we're back in the studio. Maybe I need to open that script and teleprompter. I'll jump right into the teleprompter side, click play, and now I can start reading and presenting in a professional manner. Let's close the teleprompter. And remember, everything we shared, screen share, video, or media board file, is recorded separately, and we're being recorded in high quality too. Let's stop the recording for now, and let's jump into the Riverside editor and some of the AI tools that will help you repurpose this content in many different ways. You'll see the files are just going to finish uploading for me, my remote guests. This will be uploaded in just a few moments, and then we can generate AI show notes, produce vertical videos in just a click, and more. Back here on the home screen, you'll see that our new recording is right here under Recents. We can also go to Projects, and that Learning and Development recording is now right here. If we jump in, we have lots of AI tools to help us repurpose this quickly. Now to show you the power of the Riverside editor, I'm going to jump into another recording that had multiple guests. This was actually an over 5-hour live stream, multiple guests joined and then left, including live audience call-ins, and as you can see, you get high quality individual video and audio tracks for everyone that was a part of the call. let's jump into the Riverside editor by clicking Edit and creating a new edit. As you can see here in the editor, you have the full transcript on the left, a timeline with audio waveforms at the bottom, and every guest is actually color-coded, both their waveforms in the timeline below and their speaker names here in the transcript. When you have multiple guests, one of the powerful tools in the editor is our multi-track editing. I can expand all the tracks by clicking this icon, and now I can see the individual waveforms for every guest. I can zoom in for granular editing and even select individual portions of a single track, press the delete key, and I've edited just that track. While you're here, we also have some tools like Magic Mute. Magic Mute will take anyone's track when they're not speaking and mute the volume entirely. You'll see now we have those diagonal marks. This way, if there was any background noise or they were tapping their desk, that will be cut out from the final export. You can also mute individual tracks or adjust the volume per person. You can raise or lower it manually to make sure everyone sounds equal. You can also see above the timeline that Riverside will generate chapter markers based on the content being discussed. We could zoom in and see where that section started. We can also move that start point back and forth. And when we get those chapters precisely how we want, we can copy that chapters list, which is great to send in an email or include with a video to allow people to jump to a specific moment. Now, if we wanted to cut and move sections in this recording, down here in the timeline, place the playhead wherever you'd like to cut a section, use our split tool here, or the letter S on your keyboard, and then you're editing your content like a traditional video editor. You can make multiple cuts, and then if you want to rearrange the order of any of the content, I can just click and drag these blocks around, and I'm editing my video. Also, if you want to remove an entire chapter marked here in the timeline, I can click the 3 dots and either remove the chapter marker or delete content, and that will actually remove all of the content that was under that section. This lets you focus on the right content for this edit. If you want to add animated captions, you can do that with a single click. Just click the Captions tool, choose a style, and now you have animated captions on your video. You can adjust the text, size, colors, and even animation style. I like the boxed look, and that's applied throughout the entire edit. If you want to quickly reformat this video, maybe as a vertical video for short form, I can just click the button at the top, choose 9:16, and now we have a vertically formatted video. You can also go to 1:1 square, and Riverside reformats it that quickly. Also, all of our AI tools under the AI Producer can really speed up your editing time. Set pace allows you to remove silences, but the perfect amount of silence. We'll tell you how many pauses and how many seconds will be cut, and you can go all the way to a super fast pace if you're doing short form video. I'll keep it more balanced if we're doing a full recording. You can remove all filler words and unwanted sounds like uhs or ums, and Magic Audio can be applied to everyone or individual tracks. So if someone is recording on an iPhone and you want to make it sound studio quality, just turn on Magic Audio for their individual track. Under the brand tool, you can set defaults for the design, captions, text styles, and then apply your entire brand with a single click, and every edit can match your brand perfectly. Under the layout tool, we also have our Smart Scenes feature, which will automatically focus on the active speaker based on who's talking at that moment, and that basically gives you a multicam edit in just a click. In between moments, when 2 people are talking or there's crosstalk, Smart Scenes will automatically put both people on display, and when someone else starts speaking, it'll focus on that active speaker. And all that was done with 1 click under the layout feature, choosing Smart Scenes. You can also add background music and search for royalty-free music right here in the editor. And you can also upload static images or video clips to overlay on top of this edit. If there's a slide you need to insert, you can create an overlay right here in Riverside, have it fill the frame, but we'll still keep the animated captions on top. And you can now overlay video footage in your edit, search for royalty-free videos. You can have it just overlay a portion of the video or have it fill the frame. And now you're adding engaging video B-roll to your edits as well. If you'd like to add speaker labels or other text instructions, we have text overlays as well. And the fastest way to edit, especially for those who might not be familiar with video editing, using the transcript here on the left, you can just select text, click delete, and you're editing your audio and video content like you're editing a Word document. Just select text, click delete, and you're done. And if you want to move content, you can also do it like a Word document. Click the 3 dots, choose copy or cut, and then paste this somewhere else in the transcript, and we'll actually copy and paste the actual video clip you just selected. Also, if multiple people are collaborating on an edit, you can actually leave comments here in the Riverside editor. I'll select some text, and while you can correct the transcript to make sure you have accurate captions or to correct the misspelling of a name, you can also click the comment button here, and when you leave this comment, anyone accessing this edit in the future will be able to see these and take action. Maybe it's to mark sections to remove, or mark areas to share as clips. You'll see those comments marked down here in the timeline with an initial of who left it. Once you're done editing and ready to export, you can go up to the export button and export up to 4K video quality. If you want to export just audio, maybe for a branded or internal podcast, you can go to audio and export an MP3 file. And if you want to export the edits you have here, maybe to something like Premiere Pro or Final Cut, you can export and include the comments that you've left throughout the transcript for an editor to take action. If you'd like more information on timeline exporting, we have a video on that. We'll link it above and down in the video description. Back here on the recordings page, another powerful tool is Magic Clips. Using Magic Clips, you can generate vertical videos, even highlighting a specific topic, and Riverside will create these in just a few moments. And for Magic Clips, you can even set a default or preferred resolution, duration for those clips, automatically apply your brand and the set pace, silence removal, and smooth speech. This way those Magic Clips are generated for you as soon as you're done recording and with your preferences. Once generated, you can now have multiple minute-long clips already in vertical format, already with animated captions applied. And as you can see, any screen shares or media board files that you shared during the recording, they're actually all here in the Riverside editor. So rather than download all those individual files for screen recordings and media board files, the Riverside editor will put it all together, focusing on what's being shared and having your speakers small picture-in-picture. That's all done for you. That's why putting it all together here in Riverside will save you hours of editing time and dealing with multiple layers and tracks in an external editor. So those are many of the tools in Riverside to help you make professional learning and development content, but there's even more behind the scenes. If you want to use Riverside for live streaming and more webinar style content, we have an entire walkthrough of that as well. I'll link that video right up here. If you have any questions, leave them below this video, and be sure to subscribe to the Riverside YouTube channel, because we have lots of features and we'll announce them there, and also lots of walkthroughs on using live streaming, async recording, audience mode, and more. And if you want to learn how Riverside is great for solo creators, whether you're internal making tutorial videos for the brand or just creating solo content for YouTube, we have a video on that right up here. Thanks for watching. We can't wait to see what you create.